Hey, you all, and good morning. Carpetbagger here, and it is day 3 of our great river road trip here alongside the Mississippi River. We are following the Mississippi River from its origin in northern Minnesota to its end in the Gulf of Mexico. It is, like I said, day 3. We are here, starting here in Red Wing, Minnesota, right along Old Man River. See some boats over there. At some point, we need to actually get out onto the river, find a riverboat to take us out. Oh yeah, they have life preservers here in case someone accidentally falls in the river. And here in this park alongside the river, I notice we have this statue of a jester. There's no plaque or anything explaining who this jester is, who this fool is. You can see there with the look on his face. Oh my goodness. It's like he's in the process of spilling the tea. You can see the teacups all wobbling there in his fingers. Yeah, it looks like he... Oh, okay. Also, he's got a teacup in each hand. Also, a teacup on one foot. And I guess balancing the other foot on this ball here. Hang on to those teacups, mister. Uh-oh. Trains are coming through. Some of the graffiti there. Now apparently the thing that Red Wing, Minnesota is most known for is the Red Wing Shoe Company. And right here is the corporate offices. I passed by the factory on the way into town. See some of the Red Wing shoes there in the window. But here across the street from the corporate offices, you have this Red Wing store here, which apparently has some sort of boot museum inside. Let's check this out. And check this out, we are greeted by the world's largest boot. Look at the size of this massive boot here. Wow. Here is a selfie machine, a supersized selfie with the world's largest boot. Let's see how this works. Press the button, wait for the countdown, send your email. So take the selfie. Oh, see there? We got to press this button. There's someone already. Okay, there we go. Alright, we got to get into position. And there we go. There's me with the world's largest boot. And I guess I can, how does it look? Oh, I love it. Now this boot's pretty legitimate. I think it's actually made out of like actual boot material. Yeah, that's like a nice leather boot there. I guess the only rule here, no climbing on the boot, as fun as that would be. Okay, here's a poster for the boot. It says bewildering 2,300 pounds of sheer gargantuan bulk, 20 feet long, 16 feet tall, fit for a 12-story human giant. So a boot built for a bunion. I guess we head upstairs to the Shoe Museum. Or Shoeseum, if you will. Here we have the Wall of Honor, where we see different boots hanging there. And these are used boots of different varieties, but actually has the owner of the boot, Rodney Cecil, journeyman lineman from Corydon, Indiana. Edward Escamilla, carpenter from Oxnard, California. So all these hard-working people and their hard-working boots. Here at the top of the world's largest boot, as we progress through the museum, this is the first pair of boots created by the Red Wing Company. So wow, you see how far they've come. This is built in, or put together in 1905. Yes, Red Wing Company also makes these outfits here. This is insulated, flame-resistant workwear. So I guess I'm not that familiar. I've never owned a pair or owned anything from the Red Wing Company. But yeah, it looks like they make stuff for people that do hard work. This display shows the entire evolution of the boot there, from when it is cut from leather and formed into a boot-like structure, and eventually they attach the bottom part, the sole, if you will, and it turns into a proper boot. They're putting on that last bit of padding on the bottom and putting it in a box. Back here, the timeline of the boot industry, starting in 1931. Look at these interesting, incredibly tall boots there. And it shows boots throughout the years. Taking us all the way to modern boots. Here is a giant boot. Not as big as that giant boot, but a giant boot nonetheless. Has a mural here of the city of Red Wing. As you get another peek at that massive boot there. Wow. We have taken the Great River Road out here to Lake City, Minnesota. Actually, the birthplace of water skiing. It says here, water skiing was invented here in Lake City in 1922. Pretty crazy to consider that water skiing invented here on the Mississippi River. And over here we have a statue of the man himself. This is Ralph Samuelson, the inventor of water skiing. Plaque here explains he was only 18 years old when he invented the sport of water skiing. His logic was, if one could ski on the snow, one could ski on water. If you could ski on the snow, you could ski in water. And he modified the skis until he finally developed the perfect ski for skiing on top of the water. So every time you're out on a lake water skiing, I want you to think of Ralph Samuelson. And look at how wide the Mississippi River is at this point. I think this is probably the widest I've seen since we've been on this trip. And you just think about it, less than 30 miles back when we were in Red Wing, it was much more narrow. So it's just interesting how the river changes, how it changes shape rapidly as we go down that Great River Road. See over here, this parking lot, people have their boats out of the water. Guess maybe doing some work on them before sailing season. Of course, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't know anything about boat maintenance or sailing. But yeah, check out these boats. You can see the submerged section of the boat there. Love this sign here. Enjoy Wabasha, treasure chest of leisure living on the beautiful Mississippi. We are crossing over into the state of Wisconsin. Here's the Twin Bluff Bar, a tiny little bar on the Wisconsin side of the Mississippi River. But I really like the sign there. Have the little characters there at the bar. Looks like there's a deer drinking a beer. A fox there having a cosmopolitan. And I think the bartender is a bear. It's actually a dam in the river here in Alma, Wisconsin. So we're standing here next to the Dam View Bar, and apparently Alma, Wisconsin is the best town by a dam site. You have a better view of the dam from up here. And also in Alma, Wisconsin, here overlooking the Mississippi River, we have the Castle Rock Museum. It's a museum here shaped like a medieval castle. Apparently they have art, armor, and weapons. So I think it is time to invoke the Eam rule. Oh wow, this is pretty cool. I was not expecting to find a medieval armor museum in a small Wisconsin town along the Mississippi River. In the center here we have the Maximilian armor, kind of the traditional suit of armor we think of. And all the armor here separated into different eras. The Dark Age warriors. Here is the feudal knight. Oh yeah, look at that helmet there, like just a spiky bar in front of his face. Look at the chainmail over here. This guy here has got like a chainmail veil hanging over his face. Look out the window there, you can see a train there racing alongside the Mississippi. Different swords here. That is the German broadsword. And this delightful thing is known as the bastard sword. Here is the High Renaissance Knight, and I love how goofy some of these are. Look at that, it has like a mustache built into the helmet. This one has like big crazy eyes and a weird smile. Here is the Tournament Knight, or the knights that would do jousting. See the lances there, and look at this. Can you imagine a knight jousting with a giant swan on his head? There's a horse helmet, complete with a little tiny unicorn horn. So apparently, armor had to get a little heavier once guns were introduced, or something like that would happen. It's an ancient Greek helmet there. Yeah, we have a armored horse. It looks like he would even wear these little armored booties there. Here is the blacksmith shop. See him forging some armor there. Oh, look at that. We have a little teeny tiny night there. Here are the pikemen. And look how long those pikes or spears are there. Oh my goodness. Some hunting equipment there. See like a crossbow, some guns. Looks like maybe they've been boar hunting. Look at that, even the little dog there has his own armor, some little spiky armor. Medieval justice here. These are swords specifically designed for head chopping. Last room here is more modern time armaments. See the early Revolutionary War here. Yeah, this is the guns room. I'm going over here to the Civil War. Yes, a replica of the gun that killed Abraham Lincoln. So yeah, what a unique and interesting museum just to find here along the Mississippi River here in a teeny tiny town in Wisconsin. We have the Great River Lodge, and their mascot is this giant fiberglass Viking. And my understanding is this used to be the Viking Motel, but I guess they rebranded, but still decided to keep their towering Viking. Stopped off here in Cochrane, Wisconsin, here at the Prairie Moon Sculpture Garden. Now, this is a folk art environment created by a retired farmer by the name of Herman Rush, who started in the 1950s and worked on it for 20 years. That does seem like a common theme with the folk art environments. A working man retires and ends up dedicating his retirement to making wonderful things. You can see the little man there fishing in the middle, surrounded by deer and miniature elephants. Got some wonderful works of folk art here. And apparently this is a museum as well, but it is only open on Sunday afternoons in the summer. You can see over here, there is the man himself, Mr. Herman Rush, the creator of the Prairie Moon Sculpture Garden. This is what I like to see. Some handmade concrete dinosaurs here. I'm thinking that maybe some sort of stegosaurus, maybe something else. Looks like we got a white triceratops there. It's like a well. Some flowers planted in it. And look at this big, terrifying snake right there. Oh my goodness, look at that snake face. You see its tongue flickering. Uh-oh, things just started to get super intense here. This polar bear has grabbed himself a seal, and you can see the little trickle of blood there out of his mouth. He's become a polar bear's dinner. It's an interesting dinosaur there. It was the 1950s. They didn't know as much about dinosaurs back then. I think this piece is my favorite here. We have a guy in a nightcap battling a bear. I got vicious bear there. It's like he's like made of rocks. And you can see the bear is torn into the man's shoulder. You know, fighting a bear is serious business. Looks like he's got a dagger there. He's going to drive into the face of the vicious black bear. Oh my goodness. There's a birdhouse here in the shape of a Mississippi riverboat. See all the birds piling in there to go for a ride on the river. Now this is something I'm pretty bummed about. This is the Rock in the House. It was a roadside attraction that I always meant to get out to, but never managed, and it actually closed down in 2022. Now, of course, we all know the House on the Rock, one of my favorite attractions, also here in Wisconsin. The Rock in the House, there was a giant rock rolled down that hill in 1995 and became encased in the middle of this house. They had it open for visitors to come in and see the giant rock inside the house. Unfortunately, there was vandalism. They stole the donation box, destroyed the home, and they made the decision to close down the attraction and have actually, sadly, removed the rock. There was a giant rock back here, a massive rock that had rolled into the house. So, oh wait, the rock is still here. I guess we can just have a peek at the rock. See, they're totally renovating the house here. The rock is still here. I didn't realize the rock was still here. So there it is. The rock remains. The rock in the house here. The house has been completely renovated. I think when they gave tours, it was still set up like a house. It still looked like a house. So this rock here rolled down from that hill and became embedded in this house. Oh wow, the rock is still here though. That's a big rock, and it smashed right into the house here. Maybe they'll reopen it as something else. It could be a really cool Airbnb to stay in the Rock in the House. Not as cool as House on the Rock, but still pretty amazing. Yeah, I'd read online that the rock had been removed. I guess that was a false report because that rock's still in there. Here in Tremblow, Wisconsin, you are greeted to the town by this massive catfish here. Of course, the Mississippi River full of catfish. Some may actually be that large. Apparently, they also have a catfish festival. It says Catfish Days, July 12th through 14th. So sadly, I will not be here for Catfish Days. Oh no, I'm being catfished. Now Tremblow, Wisconsin greets you with a giant catfish. The symbol of the catfish embodies their town. But just down the road here a little bit, in Onalaska, Wisconsin, you are greeted by a giant sunfish. It seems that here along the Mississippi River, towns here are really proud of their fish. This just isn't any sunfish. This is Sunny the sunfish. He was recently renovated. Apparently last year they completed some renovations on him. So a symbol of civic pride restored by the town. This little gazebo here overlooking the river. We have arrived in the town of La Crosse, Wisconsin. We are greeted by this statue here, and this statue kind of demonstrates why the town is called La Crosse, and it is because of the Ho-Chunk, the native people here, played a game involving sticks and balls. When the white settlers came here, they saw the indigenous people playing this game and compared it to the sport of lacrosse, and dubbed it that name, even though it might have been slightly inaccurate. Now, I do not know what the Ho-Chunk referred to this game as. I know the Cherokee call it stickball. It's a Cherokee stickball. I've actually had a chance to watch some Cherokee stickball games. It's absolutely one of the most intense physical sports you will ever witness. We're here outside of the Heilman Brew House, and I can very much smell the smell of beer in the air. The yeasty smell of beer is filling the streets of La Crosse, Wisconsin, which is also the home to the world's largest six-pack. See the old style beer there, Heilman's Old Style, which is, I remember growing up, this was kind of a popular brand of beer in the Midwest. I don't know if you see it much outside of the Midwest, but yeah, a lot of small bars in and around the Midwest area sell Old Style. Getting a closer look here at these massive cans of beer, and here's the statistics here for the world's largest six-pack. It's 688,200 gallons of beer. It's enough beer to fill 7,340,796 cans. And if you placed all those cans end to end, they would run 565 miles. And says what would provide one person a six-pack a day for 3,351 years. I think that's almost enough beer to fill the mighty Mississippi. It says we don't aim to make the most beer, only the best. Actually, weren't they just bragging about making the most beer? All right, allow me to run across the street and give you some perspective on how big these beer cans really are. And over here, fittingly enough, across from the world's largest six-pack, we have King Gambrinus, a statue of King Gambrinus here. King Gambrinus, generally referred to as the inventor and king of beer. He was a valiant soldier in the 13th century. He's often seen as an icon for drinking of beer, for the celebratory nature of drunkenness, and all around having a good time. See there, King Gambrinus giving a toast to the world's largest six-pack. Stopped off along the Great River Road here in Prairie Moon, Wisconsin, and look at this. There's a massive beached towboat here, just laying here next to the road, kind of in between the river there and the road. This is the L. Wade Childress. The L. Wade Childress. This is a towboat, so this is a boat that would either pull or push large barges. You can see kind of that front part there would push a barge. We saw a boat like that yesterday in St. Paul pushing a barge down the river. But This boat here actually capsized in the Mississippi River. It turned upside down and was later recovered and dragged out here to Prairie Moon, Wisconsin. Apparently the plan was to turn it into a hotel or a bed and breakfast, but it was found that it was full of asbestos, so it could not be used as a hotel. So it kind of just sits here and slowly decays next to the river in Prairie Moon. You can see it still has curtains there up in the windows, if you can see them. It kind of looks haunted. Kind of looks like a ghost ship. Sounds like it's basically home to a colony of birds. You can hear, oh yeah, you can see the birds flapping off. You can hear hooting coming from inside the ship. And over here, yeah, you can see right there, that's the tow line. That's the arm there that would have like a cable attached to it where it could tow a barge or another boat. Yeah, you can see at the front there where it could push a barge. Just imagine how much pushing power a boat like that has. Wanted to stop here at the Valley Fish Shop. Unfortunately, it is closed for the evening, but very disappointed. Definitely wanted to get some gator jerky and catfish bologna. I have no idea what catfish bologna is, but I'm gonna have to put that on my list of things I need to try. Yeah, Valley Fish and Cheese. Apparently, it's approved by the Sturgeon General, not the Surgeon General, who is like the head of health and wellness of the United States, but the Sturgeon General, who sturgeon's a fish, so it's a play on words. And yet another giant fish here along the Mississippi. I think this is, I don't know, I'm trying to learn. I think this is a muskie. I think we saw some giant muskie the other day in northern Minnesota. And we also have this wood-carved sturgeon. I think this actually is a sturgeon here. And yeah, I think I can see by where it is worn out. I think this is meant to be ridden. Oh, there we go. I wish I could just sail down the Mississippi River riding on the back of a sturgeon. Woohoo! Stopped off in the small town of Dickyville, Wisconsin. Only about 1,000 people live here. But what Dickyville, Wisconsin is best known for is the Dickyville Grotto. Back in the 1920s and 30s, the priest here at the Holy Ghost Church built this grotto with rocks that he found, constructed this elaborate design, this elaborate building and cave here. And apparently it is open 24 hours. The sun is starting to set, but apparently we're allowed to just head in, I guess. Okay, this door here looks like it's locked, but we can peek there in the window and oh my goodness, look at that. See the elaborate shrine there, Mother Mary, baby Jesus, and just absolutely covered in rocks and shells. So yeah, just look at how elaborately. Oh, this is actually really beautiful. See, it says 1929 there, and you just see all sorts of different shells there, different rocks, different colors of rocks. This is really something amazing here. I guess we can walk around back here. So there's American flag there. And walk back in here. Yeah, I think the word grotto, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's like a man-made cave, if that makes sense. And I've been to several other grottos similar to this. There's one in Memphis, Tennessee. There's one in Alabama. But this one is absolutely, just absolutely something special. Absolutely gorgeous here. What does that say? Jesus Christ, King of heaven and earth up there. You can see King Jesus. And all those pink stones lining the back there. A nativity scene in there. And along the edges in these smaller compartments, there are different saints. This is St. Peter here. St. Andrew. St. Thomas. You can see they all have different rocks, different colors of rocks behind them. You can see it extends back here into the gardens. There is a grotto birdhouse. Birdhouse there is made out of rocks, and these little birds going in and out. Some deer back here. It looks like they have real deer antlers. Okay, there's a fountain back here, and have like an American eagle on top there. Oh no, look who they have over here, the statue of Christopher Columbus. Now I know people have mixed opinions on Christopher Columbus, but I think it is safe to say did not discover America. Absolutely did not discover America. You can't discover a place when there's people already living there. So, yeah, a huge monument to Christopher Columbus. You know, they had different sensibilities back in the 1920s, viewed things a little differently back then. But that doesn't take away from the beauty and artistry at work here. Just look at this. These rocks like just look like flowers. It is absolutely a gorgeous work of art. Just look at all the different colors there in the rocks. Oh, is this this is the Liberty Bell, replica of the Liberty Bell. Of course, just a week or so ago, we were at the actual Liberty Bell. See the conch shell, the Liberty shell up there. Oh, there's a lot of conch shells along this area. And then who is this? Is this I think maybe George Washington there. I think over on this stand we have Abraham Lincoln. These tablets here show the stations of the cross, the different events that occurred during Jesus' crucifixion. The work extends over here behind the church. Another altar. This one has Jesus in it. And it looks like some of the art actually extends here into the cemetery. Let's say there, most merciful Jesus, grant them eternal rest. And as the sun sets on the Dickyville Grotto, the sun also sets on today's adventure. And I think it's been a good day. We saw a bunch of small towns along the Mississippi River, saw some amazing things. We saw the world's largest boot. We saw the best town by a dam site, an armor museum, a shoe museum, tons of fun here along the Mississippi River. And tomorrow we will begin again. Day 4 will be tomorrow of the Mississippi road trip. Only way to go is down, headed south towards the Gulf of Mexico. We are riding with the river, and this has been a lot of fun. I'm really glad that it's a big truck going by. I'm really glad that I decided to do this road trip, just driving on the Great River Road, just alongside the river. It's just a really amazing experience, just to ride with the river and to see where that river goes as it cuts through America. Already I'm really enjoying this trip and really enjoying some of the offbeat things that we have found on this route. So yeah, tomorrow, get in the car, head south. I think we're really close where we are right now to the Iowa border. So I think we'll be crossing into Iowa and beginning tomorrow in the Iowa leg of this journey. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching these videos. I really appreciate that people care what I'm doing out here. Special thanks to those who watch every day. Of course, I will be uploading every day of this road trip as we continue down the Mississippi River. If you do like these videos, please subscribe. I travel around the country with some roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun stuff. If you'd like to help the channel in other ways, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more gets you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also selling enamel pins in the Etsy shop, doing personalized messages on Cameo. If you'd like to send a special message from me to a friend, to a family member, to yourself, for any occasion, all that information is in the description of the channel. Also, just to let you know, we have some possibly some new things coming to the Etsy shop, some things that may not be pins. So stay tuned for that. I'm excited about that. Really excited about the rest of this road trip. And until next time, this one's in the bag.